Hello and welcome to the Red Bull Rampage 2017. I'm Brett Tippie, and this is Inside the Tape. We covered the rider's right ridge yesterday, and today we're going to take a look at the rider's left ridge, which starts right up here, has some big mountain descending, very exposed, and you got a multitude of lines coming down here, some hitting the Goblin Drop right here, and then further down the ridge, people peeling away in different sections, and then send it off some cliffs into the final jumps at the bottom. Here's my old buddy Paul Bass, back to check out some Rampage action. How are you, buddy?
Doing great, man. It's great to be back here, and I'm stoked to see the riders rip it up.
I hear you're riding the bike again, and that you propose. Is this true?
I am pedaling the bike. I try to go out maybe 3 times a week. It's super casual. The wheels stay on the ground these days. And yes, I just proposed to my girlfriend of 7 years, so I'm nowly engaged.
About time.
Yeah, you know, I felt like I had to put her through the ringer a few times, and I needed to test her to make sure she was going to be there for the good and bad, and she stuck around. She couldn't leave me, so.
Right on, man. Well, that's true love, and we love to see you back hanging out.
Thank you. It's good to hang out with you, Tippie.
Right on. Paul Bass in the house. Here with the claw, getting some practice in. I saw you do a trick.
I did do a trick, but I thought tricks were for kids.
Tricks are for kids. So you're working your line and now just practicing some of the booters at the bottom here?
Yeah, just banging some tricks out of the way, just trying to have some fun, getting the mojo going. I did a top-to-bottom run pretty much right to here.
How was the double drop right off the top?
Oh, man, that's so puckering. Just being up there, like, doing anything up there is like, oh, okay.
Vertigo.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's weird. I don't know, maybe just because I'm getting old or something, but, man, it's one of those things. And it's like starting off with something that puckers you up that much is just like, you're setting the tone for your run right out of the gates. Yeah. And then you're like, okay, get my heart rate down, calm, and then focus on the next big thing. Okay, it's right there. And then you're like, there's all these lips everywhere. You're like, oh, it was that lip, wasn't it? No, it's that lip. And I'm like going right.
Yeah, left, right.
Because if I go left off that one, I go dead in the
bad places.
God.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty confusing. Normally when we're filming, we would be doing 2, maybe 3 of these moves linked back to back, where there's lots of time where you can just get it in repetition. But here you have like 5 major big moves that scares the crap out of you. And, you know, to link them all up and then focus on all the little things in between that, you know, it's very similar to a DH race, but with large consequences off every single section. The hardest part, I think, is just kind of getting your nerves and your you know, your heart rate down and kind of trimming down the adrenaline a little bit so you can focus and stay on your toes for the rest of your run.
Yeah, and stay on your game, stay on your bike.
Yeah.
Inside the tape, Darren Bearclaw. Here with Carson Storch, making a little bit of an improvement to your run here. Tell us about your line so far this year.
Yeah, it's going great. My line, I'm kind of keeping the same line, just adding a new entrance and a new exit, and that's turned out to be a ton of work. This is the last day to dig, and we're still going at it. We're on the final stretch. I'm just hoping to ride my bike and have fun.
Right on, brother. Good luck to you.
Cheers. Thanks.
Carson Storch. Here with T-Mac practicing away here, the big show tomorrow. You've done a bunch of your big moves already, and you're working on the bottom now, eh?
I did, yeah. I was treating yesterday like the last day of practice because there's going to be a windstorm coming in today. So we're getting a little lucky. I'm feeling pretty good.
All right.
Didn't feel too good a couple days ago. I'm feeling good now.
Nice. How's your line different than last year?
More jumps. This is the one we call the crack gap. You can't really see anything. You're splitting the crack. It was smaller, it was shorter, and I'm wanting to flip this thing. I've been practicing them a bunch at home, but it was just too much down, not enough out.
Yeah.
So we had to make it bigger to make it better.
Yeah.
Which is a little scarier.
More time.
We're more coming in like matching the angle of the landing instead of like coming and
Plumb dropping.
flatting. So we pulled it back about 5 or 6 feet. It's feeling better, and I'm hoping to pull back on it tomorrow.
This is a real big one, the biggest one on your line. Do you know how big this one is?
It's 33 down, 35 out.
Whew.
So it's a hefty one. It's a fun one. It's a smooth one. We got a nice long landing.
You did it this morning perfectly?
Yeah, I did it 3 times yesterday and once this morning, and I was planning on doing it again right now. But the wind picked up, and I almost just got taken out on the Goblin.
I saw that.
Kind of got me going, got me a little scared. So I'm going to go into town, drink a smoothie, sit in some air conditioning, and think about everything.
Here with Jordy Lund, my YT teammate, helping the Claw build his line. No stranger to big air. You've got some big features you helped build here?
Yeah, we got just behind us here, they're 30-plus footer right behind us here. Yeah, and then they got to kind of check their speed and set up for this big hip jump we got beside us here. We added in this year, right before this big drop, we added in a setup jump so that they check their speed, and then once they land that jump, they got their speed. So that helps them a lot with speed for the big drop. But then after this drop, depending on how they land, or anyway they land, they're usually just cooking down here. So they got to check their speed up a little bit into this hip and make sure they're going to, you know, not go to the bottom or not come up too short. They got to really kind of be mindful for this hip.
All right, cool. Thanks, buddy.
No problem.
So Claw and T-Mac are dropping right here, but right beside them is Reed Boggs' line where he's dropping into the steeps, hitting this cliff drop, a little setup jump, and then into this huge canyon gap. He went too far yesterday, but stomped it, and he came up a little bit short today. Blew up his rear wheel, but I'm sure he'll have another one and be back up here in no time. Here with Reed Boggs. How stoked are you to be in Rampage finally?
Man, I'm beyond stoked. It's just so much fun out here, having a time.
Nice. Tell us about your line. You're looking across at it over here.
Yeah, so I'm dropping riders left. Gonna hit this goblin. I have a few jumps on the ridgeline. Then I'm gonna peel off the ridgeline with T-Mac. We teamed up on a build. We have a pretty sick hip over there too. And then I have some quick little berms into my flat drop. You know, it's just gonna be add some flow to my line and fluidity. And after the flat drop, we're down there by that big canyon. My builders are finishing up a big build down there to send me over the canyon and then land down here in the jump park. It's gonna be sweet.
Good luck, Reed.
Thanks.
Jackson Goldstone, 3 words to describe Rampage this year.
Gnarly, burly, and rad.
Yeah! As you ride down the rider's left ridge, you can see a bunch of different lines splitting up with T-Mac and Claw hitting this booter to the left, Boggs and Galilei hitting this one in the middle, and Carson Storch peeling away to the right, doing a bunch of drops and some side hilling into the next moves. This has been Galilei's big hip going into the right here. You can see his tracks get in the right direction, hipping into that, and then into his massive drop. Then launching right over to the same landing as T-Mac and Claw, and then taking it straight and busting that canyon gap onto the same landing as Reed Boggs. Fast, big, very wild. Unfortunately, there's been a wind that just arose, so no one's practicing right now. Just keeping themselves safe and saving it until tomorrow because you cannot jump in this wind. It's really blowing. Whew! Carson, tell us about your line off the top, kind of out of view a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm kind of taking the back way down. I pretty much just creep pretty slow off the top and make my way down to this drop here, and I hit the cliff.
Double drop.
Double drop, yeah, and then I hit this gap right here, and then it's pretty much full speed ahead, just going down. So yeah, I'm pumped.
Tell us about your line on this section where you peel off the bridge.
Yeah, well, usually when the wind isn't this bad, I peel off the ridge just right behind us here, and a couple little mini hits leading into my big drop right here, my big flat drop, and then pretty much from there, I just try and not touch the brakes, and I just pin it into my hip. And
That's
just,
a big hip.
Yeah, it's just full compression, and I just like lean off the lip and just pull up, and it's like the most fun hip ever.
Is it?
Yeah, you just sail, and then it's super smooth if you go fast.
Yeah, there
The
you
faster
go.
you go, the better it is, so it's pretty epic feeling.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
All right, fingers and eyeballs crossed. The wind has come up, and not a lot of riders are riding. So we're only getting so much on the rider's left ridge, but we've got Tommy G here, and we can see across your line. So give us a little lowdown on where you're going to ride.
Okay, so I start on the, just go down there on that rock, and then I have a trickable drop there, and then I go on that ridge. I have like some flow and big, like kind of big jumps, but just like rolling fast and fun to ride. Just little manual tab, 1 jump, 2 jump over there, and then I got 2 flat drops. So one I'm spinning the good way, and one is like your left hip that I spin the other way. So it's like a little bit of like more of a 450 switch spin.
Yep.
And then I'm going into the jump. It's the trick jump where I'm gonna trick it. And then this way is Belgium.
Boom. Good luck, man. Can't wait to watch.
Thank you.
Tommy G. Carson Storch just gone on his bike to practice a few moves down low where it's out of the wind a bit.
So me and Tyler both standing here because we got a good side profile. Should we tell him his last run in looked a little quick, but you don't know if he's gonna pop or if he's gonna push through. And so he came in at a speed that looked too fast, and then he pushed through. That kid's really good at calculating things these days.
Yeah,
he spent a lot of time on his downhill bike.
Yeah, it looks like it. We had some good practice this morning, but it got windy in the afternoon, so there was no riding going on until late in the day when Carson Storch teed up this and added the step down to his complete run. The riders are going to fall back on their training and practice from this morning and the past couple of days to be ready for the finals. Thanks for checking out Inside the Tape, and we'll see you tomorrow for the big day.